Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR My Driver career mode here on iRacing. I hope you're all having a great day. Round 2 coming your way of 25 here today from the NASCAR Cup Series. No trucks or Xfinity races until the next episode. They are on and off week here now as we were ready to head to Fontana, California here for this 2-mile D-shaped oval, as I was excited here to bring hopefully some good pace to this racetrack, and that of course starts with a good qualifying effort. Could we pull that off here in our Camping World number 1 Trackhouse Chevrolet Camaro here today? Yes, a new paint scheme on the car that you will see momentarily. Unfortunately, qualifying didn't quite go to plan, didn't go how I was hoping it would here now, as it was a really rough first lap. I was down in 39th. I set a better second lap, but I only went, I think, P37 it was. So we were already in a rough position here getting ready to start this race as we would roll off the grid. Alright boys, not starting where we want to be, just like Daytona, but I don't see why we can't work our way up there. We have a fast car, so let's have a good one. Now, what's key about this career mode here to start our rookie season is do keep in mind that Trackhouse right now is more of a midfield team. So we're not expecting to come to a track like California and run top 5 or run top 10 consistently, or even compete for a win, and maybe any time this season really, other than maybe a plate track or a road course where our expertise comes in. So we're really just battling for top 20s right now in our rookie season, and hopefully Trackhouse continues to improve along with myself and Daniel Suarez behind the wheel of our respective cars here. Now, as Kyle Busch, though, he would lead the field to the green here from Fontana, California for 50 laps around this D-shaped oval, just like in Daytona. 50 laps there, 50 laps here in Fontana, California. Stage 1 will come to a close at the 10th lap here, and then Stage 2 will be added on just a little bit due to the caution lap, so to be about lap 23-24 when NASCAR throws a caution for the completion of Stage 2. As you guys know, what the new rules in this career mode for the iRacing side of things, the stage winner is the only driver that gets points at all here on these stages, and they get 5 bonus points on the season. No playoffs, as you guys know. If you might be new to the career mode and want to know what the situation is with the rule system that we run here with ovals and road courses, make sure to go check out the off-season video that will be linked down below here. Now, as so far a clean start now as I was heading down this front straightaway going up the inside of Austin Dillon, already making up some good ground here into the top 30 as we went down towards turn 1 behind that 41 of Cole Custer. Now Kevin Harvick contact with Chase Elliott. Where have we seen that before? Into the outside wall he goes, and damage to the right side of the car, and now Alex Bowman just right there in behind him with the rookie of Sheldon Creed following along. I'm all the way down to the white line there. You can see as I'm going to cruise right on by, but it's going to be a huge stack up down this back straightaway into turn 3. A bunch of checkups, a bunch of cars run into the back of each other, including Chastain, McDowell, Ryan Newman, the 17 and Busher as well. No caution. NASCAR keeps the green flag out. Bowman and Harvick and Custer would make their way into the pit lane here momentarily after that moment right there, but very surprised that no caution ended up coming up. But there you see Bowman with his Gatorade Chevrolet Camaro bring it into the pit lane along with Cole Custer and Kevin Harvick. Some drama to start off this episode here now as we were looking back up towards the front. Joey Logano was side by side with Denny Hamlin, but with the way the racing is here with these Generation 6 Cup cars at Auto Club, the lead is being shuffled around quite consistently here now. As if you're in that draft, you got an opportunity now. As you can notice there, down by my steering wheel on my dash, I accidentally left the lap time comparisons on, so that's going to be in there the whole episode, but in the next one it will be gone. I didn't mean to have it on, just something I completely forgot that I turned on and forgot to turn off here. Now, as we come through though, to lap 5 down towards turn 1 side by side with that 3 of Austin Dillon for Richard Childress Racing, we're going to pass him, so we're now up into the 23rd position. A nice rebound from where we started in this race, and we would quickly run down Eric Almirola here in his final race at Auto Club Speedway behind that 16 of Justin Haley here in California. We're going to get right to his back bumper, and we wouldn't really try to make a move here until we came through turn 3 and out of turn 4, and now we were looking to go up into the 21st position side by side with Justin Haley down this front straightaway as we come through to cross the line there. There you get a good look at our Camping World machine right there, once again made by my friend of RJ. I'll put his Twitter down in the description as well. You can check out some of the paint schemes he makes, and looks fabulous on track with these flames and whatnot, and that just nice white background as well on that car. It looks really cool. But Kyle Busch, he was actually back out in front at this point here in these closing moments of stage 1 here as we continue to see 3 wide and sometimes even 4 wide action just about. Christopher Bell on the 19 car, he's going to go between Kyle Larson and the 33 of Austin Cindric now as we come through ourselves approaching this final lap in stage 1. We had no chance to run down anybody in front of us, but I was overall really impressed by the speed in this car compared to what our qualifying effort was. So things were looking pretty good, but it would be Kyle Busch who would take the lead in the closing moments. He would win stage 1, get 5 extra points as the rest of the field comes through to cross the line inside the top 10. They get absolutely nothing behind him, as you see Harvick and Bowman still there in the pit lane. Speaking of the pit lane, we're going to head into the pit lane ourselves here and put 4 tires on this car, fill it up with fuel here, and I did actually make a couple of adjustments. I added some grill tape to the front of the car and hope that would just help us just a little bit. The car overall felt pretty good. It did get tight here and there, but I'm still not familiar enough really with the iRacing setups to go in and make some in-race adjustments and be able to tell what it's going to do to the car. So we would pull out of the pit lane here, and we actually gained some pretty decent track position here side by side with Tyler Reddick here as we exit the pit lane. But we're going to go to a break. We'll be back here from Fontana, California to get ready for the start of this second stage here at Auto Club Speedway. Back from Fontana, California here now. As you see in the background, the beautiful scenery there with the mountains and whatnot here. As unfortunately, during the caution, we actually got black flagged. You saw when we were heading to break, we went back onto the track to avoid contact with Tyler Reddick. Well, NASCAR wasn't happy about that, going back onto the track. They sent us to the back of the grid here for this restart for the start of stage 2. I wasn't very happy, but you know what, at the end of the day, I did break the rules in iRacing there, so unfortunately, yeah, we're sent to the back for the start of the stage. Hopefully it doesn't come to bite us in the back here. There's a lot of cars back here with some damage, so we got to be careful with how we try to work our way through this grid as Kyle Busch underway in the lead as we go down towards turn 1. Keselowski there in second place, still in that number 2 car in this career mode. Bubba Wallace, he's going to go up the inside 3 wide up there, as well as you look through the rest of the field. David Schildhouse is 4 wide with the 3 of Austin Dillon, the 45 of Ty Gibbs, and I believe Corey LaJoie was up there in the mix as well. Schildhouse right on the back bumper of his Rick Ware Racing teammate of James Davison, who won the Daytona 500 in the last episode as that race finished under caution here. Hopefully we have no races finishing under caution from this point on, but you never know what to expect here. There's currently no overtime with the iRacing AI. Hopefully that's something that gets added into the iRacing AI here, maybe in the next season or at some point this year. That would be a really big feature to get added there. As you see Christopher Bell side by side with that number 33 of Austin Cindric as they go down into turn 1. There's going to be contact actually between them two, and now the 19 is going to go into the outside wall there of Christopher Bell. I see it happening up in front of us now as we're trying to pass the 14 of Briscoe. Contact, we get hooked head on into the outside wall as the caution is going to fly here now as we got damage to the right front of the car. Is it going to be catastrophic damage here? Race ending, hopefully not immediately. I need to see. I put the clutch in and the RPMs are at about 1910, 1905, so I think we still have a chance to keep it in the race, but a big moment right there is I just made a misjudgment, and unfortunately I caused that accident there. As you see some stack ups, that didn't really cause me to get taken out there. I unfortunately drove into the left front of the 14 of Chase Briscoe, pushed him up into the side of the 43, which then hooked the 43 right there into my right rear, turned me head on into the outside wall, and that puts us in a position where we immediately have to get into the pit lane to repair some damage to this car. On board right here with Chase Briscoe, and you can see, yeah, that was my bad. 100% my fault there. That's our now second run-in with Chase Briscoe. We had a bit of a run-in with him in Daytona that kind of went unnoticed, but I kind of cut him off and drove into his left front and basically made him lose the draft, and now this right here, both being my fault both times, but we would just barely get back to the field as the restart would get underway, but unfortunately I didn't get the car completely repaired, and we were still down on horsepower. Now the fortunate thing is we aren't down on too much horsepower, so we still have a fighting chance to have a strong finish, and when I say a strong finish, I'm hoping for like a 25th at this point here, unfortunately now, as that one mistake exiting the pit lane got us into that position right there to get wrecked, and unfortunately we paid the price for it, and here we are now. You can see down the back straightaway just lacking the horsepower that these other drivers have right now, other than like Alex Bowman. I'm able to go faster than, but there was still some cars that was able to pass here. Now Logano, though, he actually got into the outside wall there after contact with Ryan Newman, who was running up front earlier. Logano was, well, not anymore. He's going to be going to the back there with a bunch of damage as we went down towards now turn 1 on lap 22. We were side by side again with the 14 of Chase Briscoe, who we just had contact with, and now more contact actually with the 14 of Chase Briscoe. We save it there. Now what happened there? Did I come down or what? We're going to get a look at it here, as I thought I might might have come down and be like a third time's the charm. I once again ran into the side of the 14, but no, the 14 got hit by the 34 and got hit into me, and unfortunately we were on the outside there and there wasn't anything we could do about it. On board right there, and you can see the 34 just doors him, and up into the side of me he goes. So 2 on me, 1 on the 14, but at the same time more or less on the 34 of McDowell. Then you saw this, Jeff Favignano had some contact as well with Jay Cook, and Jay Cook got put in the outside wall. We're noticing a common trend here, 3 wide at Auto Club. A lot of the times the cars on the inside are really having a tough time keeping the car pinned down. So we now come through though to the final lap after all the chaos here in stage 2. Chase Elliott holds off Denny Hamlin and David Schulthouse for the stage victory. So Elliott gets 5 bonus points to his season, and we would head immediately to the pit lane as that stage came to a close here as we finished down in 31st place. So we come in, fix some of this damage here, and we were going to get the rest of the damage fixed under this caution as we're going to head to break, and we'll be back here from Fontana. Back here from Fontana, California now as we are ready to get this third and final stage underway. We got all of the damage fixed, so the car is in the best shape it can possibly be, considering the situation we found ourselves in. So we're unfortunately still down over about 50 horsepower, so we're definitely going to struggle in terms of the straight line speed, but hopefully with these fresh tires and whatnot, we can still stand a fighting chance here throughout the rest of this final stage. Chase Elliott leads the way down towards turn 1 along with Schulthouse, Hamlin side by side, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson there, and you even got Brandon Jones for 2311 Racing up there in the mix. As you guys know, 2311 Racing expanded to a 3-car team this season. Not only do they have Bubba Wallace driving for them, but now they got Brandon Jones in the 96 and Ty Gibbs in the 45. Kurt Busch is not in the 45. He retired from the career mode as well, just like Martin Truex Jr. did. So both of those veterans out of the sport at this time. Chip Ganassi Racing is now only a 1-car team with Chastain behind the wheel, and I can confirm right now Chastain will no longer be at Chip Ganassi next season, as they will shut down just like they did in real life. We'll see where Chastain goes. Could maybe look at a third Trackhouse expansion car or something like that, a part of our storyline. So stay tuned as well. When next gen gets AI, I'm looking at maybe trying to get some next gen templates made for other manufacturers and whatnot, because with the Ford body you can really try and make other manufacturers with it. I've seen Dodge, so we could try to do that and bring in some more international car manufacturers as well, like Mercedes when we did that with NASCAR Heat 5. So stay tuned on that. I will have some more news to share at a later date, but that's all looking way ahead at the next season of this My Driver series, which as we know is a long ways away here now. And speaking of a long ways away is the finish of this race here in Auto Club, but we continue to slowly move forward, passing Kevin Harvick, which is not for position. He's multiple laps down, but he would actually get back in front, then we would get back around him, but we were now making a pass on the 42 of Ross Chastain. This right here was for position, so we move into the top 30, and we're just very, very slowly moving our way back forwards with this lack of horsepower. And honestly, if we can get a top 25, I would be ecstatic, but unfortunately we got to about P28 up the inside of the 38 of Todd Gilliland. We get up to P27, but you can see the next car we can realistically pass here in these next 12 laps is that 47 right there of Stenhouse, until James Davison with 12 laps to go stops on the track on the front straightaway, and NASCAR is forced to throw a caution. The Daytona 500 winner right there had some contact, just like we've seen multiple times in this race. Reddick hits Cindric into Davison. He hits the outside wall and apparently just does way too much damage for that car to continue. He couldn't get into the pit lane there safely there as Suarez looks to the inside. So unfortunately, Davison just takes the next best option, and he would completely just stop the car here on the bottom of the track down towards the apron. So caution comes out, and I would actually look at coming into the pit lane, and the rest of the pack up front stays out, but I lead this back part of the field into the pits along with the 38 of Gilliland, Ryan Newman, McDowell, the 19 of Christopher Bell, the 43 of Eric Jones, etc. So we would now have fresh rubber for what could be the final restart of the day here, as Kyle Busch was back out in front at this point in time, and he would lead the field back underway down into turn 1. Kyle Busch started started on pole. He won stage 1, got 5 bonus points with that. He did not win stage 2. That went to Chase Elliott, and Elliott now finds himself 3 wide with Denny Hamlin. David Schildhouse as they exit turn 2. Schildhouse looking for his first win in his second season in the NASCAR Cup Series. Some clear improvements for Rick Ware Racing. You see Cody Ware running up inside the top 10, as well as you look down through the field. Jeff Fabiano just in front of the 14 of Chase Briscoe, and I'm just behind this battle here now, and we have fresher tires than all of these drivers in front of us. That's where, even though we have a lack of horsepower, we can use these tires to our advantage here. We're right on the back of that Thrustmaster number 27 Ford Mustang of Jeff Fabiano down this front straightaway here as we make this long dive down towards turn 1. Only 7 laps to go in this race here now, when we're finally closing in on a top 20 position. Now 3 wide between Austin Dillon and our teammate of Daniel Suarez. There's some contact with Suarez. He backs out of it there. That was my bad. I kind of pushed up into him. Fortunately, we avoid any accidents here, but at the front of the pack, it was heating up. Kyle Busch still leading, but here comes Kyle Larson into second place here behind him as they go down towards turn 1. Larson putting on the pressure there, the 2021 Cup Series champion. He's going to dive it down into the corner. Can he clear Kyle Busch? No, he can't. Blaney in the background to the inside of Chase Elliott for third place. Schildhouse on the inside in line behind that number 12 with his teammate of Cody Ware just behind, and Kyle Busch is going to get cleared just down into turn 3, but Larson's going to fight back up the inside into the corner, and this time it looks like, yes, Kyle Larson to the lead in these closing laps here in Auto Club Speedway. I was in a battle here with Michael Cozy Jr. as we were coming through to cross the line, and this is in the top 20 we're in, but you can see that horsepower once again pulling me back as we go down towards turn 1. Nothing we can do about it at this point now. Is a bunch of cars though stacked up on the outside. That was because Kevin Harvick was way off the pace. He's multiple laps down. He's got damage. We just gained a few positions out of that because we saw Keselowski and a few others 4 positions stacked up there behind Kevin Harvick. So we move in to now almost a top 15 position with 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go in this race, but the caution comes out, and it's for that guy right there. Kevin Harvick, just like James Davison, stopped on track. His car couldn't make it to the pit lane. The caution is out. That will end the race. Under caution, the Daytona 500 and Auto Club, the first 2 races of the season, end unfortunately under caution, and that guy right there, Kyle Larson, will win in Auto Club over Kyle Busch as we're going to go through the finishing order here and now throughout this California race. It was a lot of chaos here, to say the least. A lot of drivers got put in the wall in 3 wide scenarios. We got taken out at one point in our own doing, really, but we managed to get a top 20 finish here with P16. I'm pretty happy with a 16th place finish there, considering the pace of this car with the horsepower loss. So ecstatic, to say the least, here in Auto Club now. But that wraps it up, of course, for this episode. I will start showing the points starting in the next episode now that we got a couple races under our belt, so stay tuned on what the points look like. We're closing in on our first international race of the season. As you guys know, this career mode will have 4 international races per season, and we're coming up on that in race number 4, actually. But first, we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway in the next episode here for a mile and a half for the first time this season. Excited to see how we fare there, but as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time of your day to watch this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.